I decided to show you around some of the books that I've read. And yes, you can see 50 Shades of Grey is there. But wipe those dirty thoughts out of your head, because unless you've read it, you can't say, oh, that's porn, that's porn, that's porn. If you take it to that concept, yes, I guess some people would say, yeah, that's porn. But it's actually got quite a good storyline behind it. My favourite out of all these books, I've read a few more, but these are my favourites. My favourite would have to be Abarat by Clive Barker. That's the red one just in the middle next to Evernight. Evernight and Stargazer, Hourglass and Afterlife. That's a vampire book. And funny enough, when I started reading Evernight, I had no idea that that was a vampire book until I got like 5 chapters in, and then I was like, oh, okay. So reading the back of it, like I'd never heard of that book, and I just picked it up off the shelf, and then, oh, okay, well, it turned out it was quite good. At the moment, I am reading the second book of the Fated, just there. That's the Soul Seekers. Yeah, it's quite good. I got really into the first one, and I'm sort of more than halfway through the second one, but I've been halfway through the second one for months now, so it's actually quite hard to get into, and I get short of patience and concentration, so it takes me a while to really get into a book. The 50 Shades of Grey, I actually really enjoyed it. It was more like, I more saw it as a love story, not necessarily porn, so, but if that's what you think it is, if you haven't read it, you can't actually say that if you have read it. Okay, if you think it is, then go your hardest. Up here at the end, I've got Stephen King. That's just 4 short stories. I found that was quite interesting. The first story started off with, I'm confessing to killing my wife. Yep, he ended up getting mauled to death by rats. That was quite entertaining. I tried reading Fated by Claudia Gray. Claudia Gray wrote the Evernight series. I thought it would be good, but it was absolutely crap, because I really enjoyed the Evernight series, so I thought that Fated would be good, but no, I could not get into it. I couldn't read it. Starters, the white one there, I tried reading it. I got about halfway in, but I sort of lost interest. It was a little bit too far-fetched for me, but some people might enjoy it. But to me, it's not really, it's a personal preference about books. So I would tell you about each book and what I liked about each and what I learnt or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you're going to read a book, you're going to like the book for whatever reason. So you might not like any of these books, or you might like all of them. So it's all a personal preference. I just wanted to show you my bookcase while it's looking a little bit more tidy than normal. There's the dreaded top shelf, which is total mess, and it gets further down, and I'm at the point of just trying to tidy up some stuff. So all the way at the top, you've got my random things at the top and my lights. You got my buttons coming down the side, all my little bits and pieces. There's my CDs, DVDs all the way down, but they're behind everything there. Up the top we got my lanterns, those little swirly things, don't know what they're called. Oh, forgot to mention, I read The Hunger Games. Fantastic books. If you haven't watched the movie or read the books yet, if you are a reader, I do suggest you read the books before you watch the movie. The books are fantastic. The movie is good, but it's more understood after you've read the books. The books, really good. Yeah. So hope you've enjoyed my little tour of my books and my shelf, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.